Next thing up, scientific notation. In scientific notation, our numbers are only allowed to have one number in front of the decimal point, one non-zero in front of the decimal point. So that's what we do first. We move the decimal point so there's one number in front of it. Next thing you do is count how many places you move the decimal point. That's your exponent on the 10. That exponent will be positive if the number was greater than 1, or you move the decimal point to the left. That exponent will be negative if the number you started with was less than 1, or you move the decimal point to the right. So say I have the number 39,750,000. And I want to put that into scientific notation. Well, if there's no decimal point in your number, you always assume it's on the end. So I'm moving it over here so there's one number in front of it between the 3 and the 9. What I'll do is I'll write down everything except for the zeros. So 3.975. Then it's times 10. The exponent will be the number of places I moved the decimal point. And I will have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. That exponent will stay positive because I went to the left. So if I have the number 0.000438, and I want to put that in scientific notation, and I got to move this decimal point so there's only one number in front of it. So I move it between the 4 and the 3. And I write 4.38. I write everything down except for the zeros. Then it's times 10 to some power. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. This time, since I went to the right, my exponent is negative. Now, sometimes you have to take these numbers out of scientific notation. And to take them out of scientific notation, you have to undo whatever it was that you did. So it says 7.4 times 10 to the 6. I've got to understand what that 6 means. Of course, it means I moved 6 places. And because it's positive, I moved 6 places to the left. So I have to undo that now by going back 6 places to the right. So there's my number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I move it back over to the right 6 places, and I get the number 7,400,000. If I have 2.8 times 10 to the negative 4, I got to understand what that negative 4 means. It means I went 4 places. But since it's negative, that means I went to the right. So now I have to undo it and go back to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 0.00028. When you move it back over to the right here, don't put the decimal point in your number. That would make all the zeros significant. We want to avoid that. This has 2 significant figures. We want our answer to have 2 significant figures. When you're moving the decimal point over to the left, you have to put the decimal point there to hold the place values, to make it a decimal number. These zeros won't count because they're leading, so I still have two significant figures.